Hello, everybody.
How we doing? Let's get this moved over to the side.
We got a lot to cover in tonight's show. We got, as usual, some new books. We only got a few this week, only about 7 or 8. I don't think there's too many, but we still got lots of other stuff to cover. We got another little mail call from that nice lady in jail there. She sent us a nice little letter, a little follow up. She was so thankful that we showed her box that she sent last time. We got let's see what else. We got some usual stuff, your pop culture stuff that we want to follow up on. Yeah, but let's get started. Like to thank everybody that we usually like to thank in our comic community. We've all been working really hard and with each other lately, got all kinds of cross projects going on. At least we do with these groups and that. We got our guys at 204. You got Ashley and Bobby there doing all their, you know, comic book store stuff and that, supplies and pull lists and that. We've been working on like a dog the last few days. We've been going in there almost every day with like 25 or 30 books to press because we have that CGC submission going out this weekend for everybody. So he's been kicking out 25, 30 books a day for pressing. So that's pretty amazing, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he's hitting some records.
And of course, all awesome work as well. We got Justin at Big Country. He supports us. We support him with. They got quite a few new covers coming out in the next few months in there, and some stuff that has been mentioned and some hasn't, which leads us into our tag friends.
Yeah, I don't know where my tags logo is gone. It's disappeared on me here.
That's weird. But this weekend is the first tag shows of the year, and it's going to be a big one. It's the Turtles show. The Turtles are getting sketchy. It's going to have a few different guests on there besides
there it is.
the regular crew. So Stefan and Justin. I don't know if Stefan's going to be hosting or not, but Justin's definitely going to be hosting because you only have so much screen space and that. But he's definitely going to be controlling the boards in the background and adding his useful input, whatever needed. And you got Mike Ruth doing the some artwork on that night, and you got Jason Flowers and Aaron Bartling as well. So all three of those guys have done cover work for the Last Ronin series, and they'll be working on blank black Last Ronin books for covers.
I think they're blank Last Ronin 3s.
I'm not sure the issue. I think it's 3 or 4, but the black cover, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, and oh, something else. I don't know if Stefan's watching or not, but Stefan, this came in the mail today, and I know I told you I picked this up for you, so I know you like your Muppets and that. So that's
Muppets Robin Hood.
Muppets Robin Hood, from 2009. So I know he likes Sweetums, and that's Sweetums. There is looks like Little John. So. Okay. And another thing that came in the mail today is again we had that video earlier this week. Was it this week or last week? It all blurs together now with the lady from jail. Last week? I don't know. I don't even know if it was before our last episode or not.
I think it was Sunday.
It could be. Oh yeah, right. We were supposed to do an interview with somebody, and the internet wasn't working for them on their end. So that interview is actually coming up this weekend. But we had a little mail call, and we never got some fan mail before, so we read it. So I don't know if anybody here has watched the video or not, but a little recap is we got video from a lady, some mail from a lady in jail. She sent us a big box of action figures. She says she's our #1 fan, and yeah. But she sent us another letter here and another little gift today. So why don't
do that one after?
Do the gift after and the letter after? Oh, okay. You want to get into books?
Oh yeah, we're 5 minutes in. It's been nothing but chitter chatter.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Gotta keep us on a tight schedule here.
Okay.
So what's our first book?
Daredevil, The Woman Without Fear. And this is written by Chip Zdarsky, and the art is by Rafael de la Torre, and it's a great artwork, like amazing. Very, very, very detailed and clean, and pops. Great for action scenes. So that was good too. And what this is it's the continuation of the Devil's Reign story, an event that's crossed through a few titles.
Yeah, I thought it was weird it didn't have the Devil's Reign banner on it.
I think on a cover B or something it does. And then it also, which is a continuation of is a continuation of the Daredevil story, which is where it all started up there. Chip Zdarsky's writing these all. So Kingpin is taken to locking up all the vigilantes and heroes. She's struggling with her role as Daredevil, where she can't kill necessarily in that. She knows she could end this all real fast if she went and just killed the Kingpin, and she goes to confront him and gets all tormented about that. This book talks about a lot of her coming to terms with that and how she's struggling with it. Lots of flashbacks in here about your, um, her history and origins and how she, had met Matt and everything, which we've all seen a bunch of times. What they do introduce here is a new character, a new female character. I believe her name is Akka, and it's a member of the Hand, and she's who kind of introduces her to the Hand.
You're very monotone today. You don't sound very excited.
No, I am. I'm just saving my
Give it some life.
I am. That's it. That's that story. It's awesome. I liked it.
Yeah, I don't think I've read too much with Elektra as Daredevil, but I know it's been going on for quite a while.
Since the summer.
So I like the cover of this. This week I've not read anything. I've been too swamped. But I always like to look at the covers at the very least. And this next one is one of my favorites of this week. And that's this weird sort of multiverse Doc Ock story with Devil's Reign Superior 4.
Yeah, this ties into the Devil's Reign storybook too. So this is the first of a 3-issue series, so one of 3. Oh, that's Corey from hey Corey, that's Corey from Winnipeg Comic Addicts. That's one of our groups that supports us, and we support them. That's cool. Yeah, so Superior 4 is at first and I think it was at the end of Devil's Reign 2 or Devil's Reign 1, they showed Doc Ock had he was given the Baxter building for his a reward for helping out the Kingpin and that, and then he wants all the technology in there. So he goes in there and he finds I forget what it's called, but it's like a portal that opens up to all these multiverses. So he goes in there and he starts pulling out different Doc Ocks, or Otto Octavius, as I should say, and he starts forming the Superior 4, and it's the characters he pulls out are like direct like homages for like the new Fantastic Four team that came out in the 90s, where it was Ghost Rider, Hulk, Spider-Man.
That's a good team.
And Wolverine, yeah. So this new team that he pulls out, and this is written by Zach Thompson, and the art's by David Tinto, and I like the art in here too. It was great. See, the characters that he pulls out are Otto Blaze, which is like a Ghost Rider, Otto Octavius. You got Otto Howlett, which is a Wolverine version of Otto. Otto Banner, which is a Hulk version, and then you got Otto himself, which is just what she can like the Spider-Man version. So yeah.
So are these characters, are they like Otto as these people? Like it's Wolverine with arms and Ghost Rider with arms?
Yeah, so like on
like they still look like him?
Yeah, they look like Wolverine and that, but his like the forearms that come out are adamantium. On Ghost Rider, it's the Hellfire chains, and on Banner, it's just 4 more powerful arms. So then he forms this team, and they're gonna go through the multiverse and gather these things to fight and make the ultimate Doc Ock and stuff like that. So it's kind of silly, but some nice artwork in there. It just gets to me, like when we have like 1,000 different versions of Spider-Man, and now you got like 1,000 different versions of Otto. It seems to be a little like easy writing and kind of boring after a little while. So
I've always said multiverse is lazy.
Yeah. So that's what this is. So let's see where it goes. At the end of the story, they don't see this person yet, but it looks like there's going to be a confrontation with the Supreme Octopus, which is like Otto Octavius as Sorcerer Supreme, and Doctor Doom. So that kind of looks kind of cool. What's the next book? Oh yeah, the next Marvel book was Star Wars: The High Republic. This book has a wicked cover. It's from Ryan Brown.
It reminds me something out of a Dungeons and Dragons book. If you could replace that lightsaber and just make it into like a long sword or a broadsword,
well, a lot of this feels
and it would
like
look
that.
just
a lot of this feels like that, because this is the origin story of Mancho Ro, which is the Eye of the Nil. He's that new character that has that wicked eye painted on the helmet there.
Right.
And that's who that is there. So what happens is it all references the storm, because on his planet there, this they say like once in 1,000 year storm kind of thing happened. It came and wiped out all everybody on the planet, and they kind of had to rebuild and start from there. And it shows him growing through all this and his origin story and that. I liked it. It's a lot of people you don't know. I mean, you have to be reading the High Republic and really following it a lot because
I've noticed lots of these spin-off series though are actually all new characters too.
they are.
They don't cross over too much, which I do like.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a new world. It should feel like there's a million people that we don't know and that they don't know each other.
And it's true. It's very true. It's very very awesome artwork in here. It's very great for action scenes, like lots of big panels, lots of explosive action, and there's quite a bit of like in space, like spaceship fighting in there too, which is really cool to see.
Yeah.
And not to mention all the huge weather scenes on the planet are really cool too. So it was good to see. That's written by Charles Soule and Gilmaro Sana doing the art. And Charles Soule always does some good writing, especially with all these Star Wars books. He's mastered at least, or written at least part of not all of these series.
Yeah, he's had a hand in most of them.
All right.
Next up is DC stuff.
Yeah, DC stuff. We had to read ours digitally because the the FedEx guys somehow lost the DC books for 204 Comics, so they're not in till tomorrow. Hopefully they get there. So I managed to read this one online, and this one looked kind of neat to me because we know that Brian Michael Bendis is kind of wrapping up all his writing duties with DC, and this story is part of it as well too. So you have, and it's one of 6, and you got the Justice League versus the Legion of Superheroes, which is a neat kind of versus thing. A lot of times it's the Justice League versus the Justice Society or whatever. So this is the Bendis did a lot of writing in the last year, a half year or 2 years on Justice League, and he's done all the writing for the Legion stuff since they rebooted it. So a lot of these characters he does know quite well, and a lot of the story focuses around that Gold Lantern character that's in the middle there. That's not a Yellow Lantern; it's a Gold Lantern, and he created those.
The Legion's been pretty hot the last few years.
The Legion's been one of those books that people really liked in like the 60s and 70s, and then they liked it again in the 80s when like kind of like the Teen Titans, but it never seemed to get like just enough to stay in the pop, like the main, like
they got a decent cartoon.
Yeah, that too.
Early 2000s
ish. Yeah. And so what it is that in the 31st century, where the Legion is, they're introducing and the Gold Lantern into the Legion, and he is getting used to everything. And another big cosmic event happens, and one of Triple Girl's personalities, she splits into 3, gets sucked into this vortex, and she can't merge back together. And the exact same thing happens on Justice League world, like in our time, and she shows up there. So they all kind of meet up to figure out what's going on, why this is happening, and then again, it all happens again towards the end, and everybody gets taken, and the only person left is the Gold Lantern. So it started off as a good, exciting read. It's only starting 1 to 6, so you don't get to see too much. I'm curious to see where it goes because it's going to kind of wrap up a lot of stuff that Bendis had started in his run. So we'll see where it goes from there. It is enjoyable. I liked it. A lot of Bendis stuff people don't like lately, so we'll see where it goes.
Let's see what we got next. Oh, there we are.
Maze Book.
Yes, Maze Book. That's one of our favorites.
I'm
actually disappointed I didn't read this one.
Yeah, well, from Dark Horse. I still don't have my physical copy yet.
I think I saw it in the store last week.
For some reason I didn't have it.
I saw cover B for sure.
Yeah, I know that. I didn't get the cover B because I had cover 1 coming. So it's the end of Maze Book number 5, and we were both waiting for quite a while for this book because we've enjoyed this since the beginning. What is going on in this one is have a seat. It's Lemire doing the artwork and the story, and we've been fans of this since the beginning. Lemire is a story again of a father who he's lost his daughter through cancer, and he's only being haunted by the idea that maybe she didn't really die, and she's actually lost in this theoretical magical maze, which ends up being the city. So in all those episodes so far, he's kind of ruined his life, kind of follow this through, and people think he's crazy. And at the end of the last episode,
he is.
He is crazy, but you don't know if it's like crazy, crazy, or if it's kind of real, or if it's just like magical and other people can't see it. So you don't know to what degree. Is that a better way to put it?
Yeah.
Okay. So at the end of the last episode, he has found his way into the maze, and the maze itself has actually become the city, but everything is still represented the same way, just with city streets and stuff like no maze walls. And he's encountered like a minotaur blocking his path, and that's what you see there too. So in this book here, we start off with that, and you think the minotaur is this monster, and it is a monster. But what we find out throughout this book, that everything that's going on and everything he's been through is kind of just a metaphor in his head.
Mm-hmm.
So all these things he is really battling, but he's battling them in his head. So towards the end of the book, he gets through all these challenges and these demons and stuff, and kind of finds his daughter. And his daughter tells him, like, I'm just a memory, Dad. Like, that's all it is, that you just kind of realize this now. So he's come to terms with her death, and he kind of gets out of the maze, and is going to go from there. And, she disappears and everything kind of goes back to normal. So, not this huge climatic explosion end, but kind of like,
it's kind of what we thought. It was,
yeah.
Like I said, the maze was him dealing with his inner demons.
And that's what it is, and it shows up like that. So, very, kind of heartfelt. A very, almost very, I won't say made you cry, but definitely made you, tugged on your emotions and that, especially with him struggling.
It's a deeper story. It deals with grief and mental illness and what it looks like from the inside.
Yeah, and him overcoming that grief at the end and coming to peace with it, that was, very like uplifting and part of the roller coaster too. So I love this book. It was one of my best books of the year. Next from Vault, we got
we haven't had a book from Vault in quite a while, I don't think.
That Lunar Room. Number 2 came out this week, so Lunar Room up probably a month ago. So from Vault, we got ReRide Titans. And this is from
sound like Scooby-Doo. ReRide Titans.
You got Trey's Dean doing the writing, and you got Sebastian Peniz doing the art. The art in here is terrific. It's just like the cover there. It's very, very clean details, soft coloring, but still strong in that too. I really enjoyed the art here. Even before reading the story, I just kind of flipped through it fast just to see what it was, because it had a really like the cover on here. It's really thick cardstock, and I just wanted to see how many pages were in there too, just to see if it was.
It almost looks like Mad Max kind of.
Well, it kind of is, and what it is you get the story of you got this woman named Kit, and she's obviously comes from a dysfunctional family. There's all kinds of family issues, whatever. No, every family has them. And what it is her family.
Not ours.
Well, everyone's got issues. Whatever, her family is, for generations, has been responsible for the running of the giant mech armors in their city, which is New Horizon. And so they're responsible for fighting off kaijus and that when they come. So her brother is doing it and has been doing it for a while. And he ends up doing it one day while he's drunk. He's got a drinking problem. And while he's doing it, he causes a lot of damage and levels a whole block of the city and stuff like that. Stuff like that. So he obviously gets suspended and stuff. And her family, approach her to come in and back and ride pilot the machine for them while he gets clean in that. And they have a horrible issues between the family and her because of her choice of life and stuff like that. She's a lesbian. So she does finally decide to go back and ride these Titans and fight the Kaiju. Oh man, I have a problem if I say a word more than once, like in 20 seconds, I can't say it twice.
I don't think you said it right the first couple times either.
I said kaiju. So yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes. It's like I said, really good artwork. The story's kind of, I mean, we've seen a lot of this stuff story-wise about mech suits and kaijus and that lately, but you have the whole family dysfunctional scenario going on to kind of tie things together. So we'll see.
Kaijus and family dysfunction. What more could you ask for in a book?
It's really good artwork. So you got that too.
Speaking of really good artwork, our next book here. Who's the publisher on this one? Because one was actually
called Comics Tribe, and comics is spelled with an X. It's a really, really small thing.
This was a crowdfunded book through Kickstarter.
Well, we saw it on Kickstarter, but I had heard about it on
Happy Hill. The name is. I don't think we said the name.
No, Happy Hill. Yeah, and I saw it on Rock and Robbie's review for Pop Culture Philosopher.
Mm-hmm.
He does his weekly review, and he said that most places won't have it, but if you can find it, check it out, and I did. It's a horror series, and it is, let's see here. Like I said, it's from Comics Tribe. It's from Joe Mulvey and Rich Dulick, and Mulvey does writing and artwork on it. So you got Happy Hill is a secretive and lush resort kind of town.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely selective and pampering to those who qualify. And but there's also a horrifying, kind of like myth creature called the Woodsman that kind of haunts the area, and kind of cryptic. Well, I don't know if it's cryptic or just a monster. You can see in the cover there's kind of like a Jason type figure, and somehow these two are connected. So these two journalists managed to somehow get their way into there. Either buy their way in, or some kind of connections get their way in, and now they're kind of like Scooby-Dooing the thing to see what's going on. And this creature that's on the cover there has killed a few people in there in the book. Pretty graphic. A lot of like House on Haunted Hill, and anything Hill and Happy Hill, or a Key House, all that stuff kind of feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Creepiness with this
homicidal maniac. This one I did flip through, and the art on the inside is really nice. It looks great.
Okay.
But whoever is doing the art for this, it's got to work on their human features. Like their facial features just look really cartoony off sometimes.
Yeah, you know what they look like? Some of the people, like early Spawn. Like some of the early Spawn human faces would look like that, with like really big round eyes and stuff.
Yeah, it's just the proportions of them seem way off.
But I like that.
Sometimes they look fine. Other times, their lips are just huge, thick lips.
Yeah, but
a person that didn't look like that a panel before.
It is definitely something I think that if you get a chance to check out, because it's worth it. It's only $3, $4, and it's a familiar story, but again, it's really good artwork and it has a little bit of a twist. And sometimes those familiar stories, and we've done quite a few of them on the show, like Eat the Rich and Invincible Unteens or whatever, where it starts off a familiar theme and turns into something totally different. So that's why we always say you have to give a book more than 1 or 2 issues.
Well, and that's like our next book here, which is
love it,
Maniac of New York. Bronx
is burning.
Bronx is burning.
This is issue 2.
Which originally started off as a very similar book to Friday the 13th with Jason, but it's totally taken a life of its own.
Yeah.
And this is the second series they've done now.
Yeah, second volume. This book here is the art by Andrea Muti. And I know I say it every week, but I can definitely say now that we have been in contact with Mr. Muti. He did an awesome interview with the Ruth Ann and the Aftershock Epicenter earlier this week. So if anybody checks out Aftershock, the YouTube page or the Facebook page, you can see the interview.
Nice and short, that one.
Yeah.
Only 10 minutes.
Yeah, because they were talking about his new book here, because it was being released the next day.
Yeah.
So check that out. We're going to have him on the show very, very soon. We're just going to nail down a date. But yeah, I love the artwork here for this. He also does Bunny Mask. In this story, you do see some kind of homages to Bunny Mask in issue 1 and issue 2. She kind of pops up a little bit here and there. So when it comes to the interview, I'm going to ask them, because he's doing that, does that mean they're in the same universe? Is that part of the Muti universe?
I'd rather them not, but I could see it. I see the similarities between the two worlds, I
sure.
suppose.
Yeah. So what's going on in here is the Maniac now. He's he's focused on this school in the Bronx. He's found his way into this school in the Bronx. So he's in the school. The police are outside and they're scrambling around, not knowing what to do. The teachers and the adults inside the school are all kind of doing nothing. They're all in their offices, scared to do anything and not knowing what to do because you have to follow a protocol that's kind of like COVID nowadays, where you have all these crazy things you got to do, but nobody knows what to do or who to ask and that. So the Jason type figure here is going around through the school, kind of picking off people here and there. The one person you see on the cover there, that the black kid, he's kind of the character in this story. He's out in the hallways and he's being chased and kind of helping out a few people and that. Gruesome, awesome color from Moody does the coloring and the art for this.
Mm-hmm.
So huge fan of that. We're gonna get some stuff sent out to him hopefully. In this book, the two women who were the two women cops who were chasing this character in the first book is here's on the the police radio that he's there, and they show up there and they're told to wait for the special team, and they just go in to confront them because they don't want more killing happen. They kind of feel responsible for him getting away in the first point. So yeah, that's what it is for there. I love this book. I love the artwork.
Cool. And our final book we've got is from Image Comics. And if I can find where I put it, there it is, Image Comics. And that's Rain, #1. And this is a really standout cover. It's some pretty dull, muted tones, and that orange or yellow, however you want to call it, just pops.
I like the patterns.
Mm-hmm.
They're both patterns, eh?
I didn't even notice that.
It's almost like clip art.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us about this one?
This one is a great story.
They're impaled too.
It's exactly what they are, Tyler. This is a Joe Hill story, but it has been adapted into I think it's a 6-issue series, but I could be wrong. So the adaptation is done by David Amber, and you got Zoe Thorogood doing the art. And I'm not sure if that's Thorogood doing the art on the cover there, but the art inside there is very similar to that. That must be her doing the cover. And it's amazing. I loved it. I know this story is going to get really creepy and weird because it's Joe Hill doing it. But what started off is that these two people on the cover are young lovers who are about to move in together. So this lady here, the black lady, I forget her name, she is being driven by her parents with all her furniture and stuff to move into the other girl's apartment. I think it's in Colorado, but I could be wrong. It's the end of August. It's a super, super hot day. Everybody's outside enjoying the weather and that. And then all of a sudden, these nails, these little nails fall from the sky. They kind of look like crystal, and everybody gets impaled. So most of the people are wiped out.
So they're not very little then, if people are getting impaled like that.
They're like needles, so they're like they're like raindrops. So that one on the cover is a bit of an exaggeration.
Okay.
But they actually, it looks like it's rain, but it's all like little sharp needles, metal or crystal. They're not too sure. So most of the
hail.
It's nails. So everybody gets wiped out and impaled and killed like that, and it kind of ends there. So there are a few survivors. So I guess we'll see where we'll go from there. But yeah, it's just very strange because there was no prediction of this rain to happen. Like I said, it was a hot day, it was clear, there was no clouds, and then all of a sudden, just bang, it happens. A huge crack of thunder and all that. Like I said, this rain falls down. So I don't know if this happened across the whole world or if it just happened in this one general area. We will see, I guess, as we go farther along. It's neat. It's your typical Joe Hill, Stephen King end of the world scenario. Let's see what happens with the survivors, and maybe there's a higher power or something. But very, very interesting. And we don't have them up here, but there was a couple different ratio covers that were or variant covers were pretty cool. I like them.
Cool.
Hey everybody that's responding in the chats there. I see a few names. We'll go into some member stuff after the show, after these reviews here, because
that's the last book we've got.
Oh, okay.
So we can do the 2 little reviews here for Boba and Peacemaker and go into all that stuff.
Sure.
Cool, we'll do that. There we go. Boba Fett. Yeah, exactly.
I thought you didn't like the Beach Boys or Barbara.
So, what's this? The third episode now?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the third episode, and I just keep loving this show more and more. And
Me
every
too.
time I see people complain about it,
I don't know why.
I get shocked. And I know if Corey's still here, I know Corey's had some strong opinions on it, I believe. Sure, all completely valid, and it's just different things that people like. But this, to me, is just it's a good old Western, and the characters they're introducing are good. It might not be quite as action-packed with the characters that are in it as you would expect, but I mean, you get a pretty good throwdown this episode between Black Chrysanthemum and Boba and his new gang he's recruited, and it's shaping up to be a great show. And whether it's a good short one-season show or they continue to do like even a long type series like Godfather Part 1, 2, 3 type deal, who knows? But I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, Corey here he's commenting he doesn't like it too much because it's too much with him with no helmet and he's too old.
Yeah,
very true points. There's a lot of him without the helmet.
People would watch this more if you wore a helmet. You're too old. That's the problem.
Maybe. the Wookiee guy's pretty cool. You're right. He is old, but then that's the whole point of this book. He's not young Boba Fett. He's old Boba Fett. He's Tony Soprano. He's not a young pup anymore. And the whole thing without the mask, he's not a Mandalorian. So he's not like he's bound to wear a mask or not. He's just a guy who was able to earn the armor, one of the few people. So I mean,
his dad was Mandalorian. He has it just by right of heritage.
Right. So it's not he
doesn't identify himself as a Mandalorian.
Right. So I mean, there's that technicality there. But again, too, it is what it is. I like it. I like Star Wars, but I like Westerns a lot. I just always have, always will. So I like this because it is a Western with some Star Wars characters in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite enjoying it. But this next one, oh man, it is my favorite show around. And we've only watched one episode there's 3 up so far. Where after the show, we're actually going to go stream the other 2.
Well, just throw it right on here right now.
Yeah.
Peacemaker.
This is so funny.
Before we go in to talk about it, and don't worry, there's no spoilers in this. We're just gonna play the intro, like like their theme song almost. It's hilarious. So we'll throw that on. And
okay, one sec. I want to add to Corey's comment there. He says he used to love Boba Fett because of the mystery of him with the helmet on, and that took it away from him. Yes, that's true. But it's kind of hard to do the history of Boba Fett show without, diving into the mysteries of him.
That, and he's a clone of Jango Fett, and we know what Jango looked like.
Right. So
anyway, here's the intro for anyone that hasn't seen it. Don't worry, there's no spoilers or anything. It's just hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Probably the best intro. So let us know what you think of it. Hey, Tyler from the future. I didn't want to get a copyright strike again this time. So if you want to see the intro for Peacemaker, either go watch the show, or I'll put the link to the actual video that we used in our description as well. And if you listen on Spotify, you can't see it either way. So check it out. So that's just the intro for this show. And it just started today on Crave. So those who don't have HBO Max or whatever, I think it's just HBO Max. Yeah, we've got it on Crave, and like you said, the first 3 episodes are out. Yeah,
they play the first 3 episodes. We only watched the first one because we got other stuff to do. Right, but we're gonna watch it later. It is so funny. It takes place right after the end of Suicide Squad 2. So
5 months, he says. He's been in the hospital for 5 months.
5 months, yeah, but he was in jail for 4 years. So it's good. Yeah, it takes off. Like I said, some of the characters are recurring from the Suicide Squad 2 movie. Some of them are new characters. There's some big names in there. I enjoyed it. I thought this is gonna be my new favorite show. I mean, I liked Hawkeye. I like Boba Fett.
It's been a strong start to the year for content.
Or the end of last year.
Yeah.
This winter so far.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pumped up to watch this. Vigilante. I didn't see Vigilante. Well, you kind of saw Vigilante a little bit in this show, not too much, but he's so funny. You keep hearing him. He keeps phoning up Peacemaker and that. So there's some pretty funny stuff there.
His suit looks great.
His suit looks great.
You don't see him right in the first episode suited up or anything. He's just a voice on a phone leaving messages.
Oh, vigilante, yeah. And that eagle there, that's his sidekick, Eagly. And oh man, the scene where he gets to see Eagly again in the garage after being in jail for a little while is one of the most funniest and touching scenes I've ever seen on a show.
This show has done so well for Warner Bros. Already that they're talking about James Gunn doing spin-offs for more people.
Yeah, and this was written and directed by James Gunn. So again, he did Suicide Squad and he's done all the Guardian stuff. So yeah, James Gunn is a god. And something I want to point out too for Boba Fett is which I forgot since we're talking about directors and that now, is that Jon Favreau is doing the writing for Boba Fett.
Yeah. And
Robert Rodriguez has so far been directing all the episodes for Boba Fett. And Robert Rodriguez is an amazing director, especially for like Western stuff. So.
I want to point out that like Gillen there had asked about Weapon X there, like Marvel Presents number 72.
I think that's Jillian.
Jillian?
It could be Jillian, or it could
Gillian,
be Gil.
Gillian.
It could be that could be long for Gil, or it could be Jill. So either way, we apologize.
That's one that people have been talking about for a long time.
Weapon X number 72. Yeah, that's the first.
Well, people can't get first appearance anymore. People have a hard time getting his first solo series.
First mini, first solo cover.
And this is one of the next best things.
Yeah, and the reason for that is there's been.
I just recently read it actually.
It's good. It is the history and the origin of Wolverine in the Weapon X program. So he's being all experimented on by the Canadian government to add the adamantium and wipe his adamantium, and the wiping of his memories and that and his training. It takes in place in the Marvel Comics Presents, and this one's been getting lots of buzz over the last few years because there's always rumors and nothing confirmed. It's been shot down and brought back up and shot down again by multiple sources that
there's talks of a Weapon X
or, Disney Plus show, but
like anthology just for like the Weapon X program.
But I don't. Yeah, I could see them doing it for the Weapon X program, but not for Wolverine per se, because he's too big a character to introduce just like that on a TV show.
Right.
I think he'd have to get introduced like in a cameo in a movie and then have his own movie, or a cameo in
I could see it being
kind of like they do for
a better version of X-Men Origins Wolverine with that actual like squad there.
Well, they'll probably do it like they did with the.
Oh, foul! Your sound's on.
They'll do kind of like how they did with introduce Spidey into the MCU, like they brought him into Civil War, because the same thing. It'd be like another. So same idea. So that's what I think. If anything will happen with that. What's that? We want to do that fan mail first, and then we'll go into some of the news stuff.
Yeah, we got some more fan mail from our. I'll say your friend. I don't want to be associated with such unlawful folk.
Well, you can hold this up and show the people it. So we got
a. Oh yeah, there we are.
So we got this another fan letter from this lady. And she sent this another nice little present along. She's so nice sending us all these, gifts and that. We really appreciate it. So we got a letter from her again from the jail. And again, it says that, Dear Nat Daddy boys, I forgot to tell you last name that my name is Tony with an I, and she dots the I with I.
Is it Tony or Tawny?
Well, a Tawny I would assume would be Tawni, like Tawny Katan. But it was, this is a wicked book, because this is the, not the first appearance of Galactus and Silver Surfer. That's the issue before. That's the issue where they fight. So that's pretty cool. That's the second of the Holy Trinity.
I'm starting to think that she might be stealing this stuff and just sending it to us.
It says that in here, too. It does,
a pretty nice book.
It does introduce that in here. So she goes, my name is Ms. Tony with an I, so you don't have to call me Inmate 6654 anymore. And I said, oh, okay, that's good, because she didn't put that last time. So she goes, I sent you another little present. I hope you guys like it. It used to be my cellmate's, but she won't need it anymore where she's going. Okay. She says, I would love to talk to you guys in person, but I have to go away for a couple weeks. Again, it is because of the gift. Okay.
Well, Tony, I'm glad you could get the gift to us,
Yeah.
and I hope you enjoy your vacation.
Yeah, I don't know where she's going, but it sounds like she's going to be out of contact for a couple of weeks. So we appreciate that too, Tony with an I, and we're glad that you're able to see this show and all the posts and stuff where you are stationed for the next couple of years. And
Somewhere, I believe, in a place called Schitt's Creek or somewhere up there.
yeah. Yeah, well, we don't know. See how she gets these in and out of jail. It did come in a bag, so I'm helpful for that. Um, but either way, hopefully she gets in contact with us in a couple more weeks. And if anybody else wants to send any fan mail in, we appreciate it. We'll always read it on air, no matter what. So
Not too many jailbirds because I don't want to attract that attention.
yeah, we don't want to focus on one group per se, but she sounds like a nice lady, and she likes us. So. Awesome.
Jailbait.
There was other stuff I want to talk about. I gotta remember what it is.
Yeah, we got at least 15 minutes still here. What we want to talk about?
Eternals is on HBO. No, it's HBO. Disney Plus now.
Yeah.
Went on yesterday as well. We've watched it again. I'm seeing a little bit more positive reviews on like people just saying they liked it.
I've noticed a lot more popular, and it's not people that are typical. I love comic books. It's people that like film.
Yeah.
And like film buffs are enjoying.
Well, it's beautifully shot. So we watched it again. I enjoyed it. I hope other people will watch it now and enjoy it too. I think it is going to happen. So that was kind of cool. There was another thing here. I'm trying to read what it says. Oh, I read earlier this week that Robert Kirkman is being sued for monetary, like for proper money rights, or like part of the property profits, I should say, for the
Invincible show.
Invincible cartoon.
Yeah, and you know what? I wonder if this has had anything to do with the comments that Steven Yen has made. I think that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
About how it's not even gone into full production of season 2, but then a few days later it said they had. And then not 2 or 3 days after that, we start to hear about these lawsuits.
Yeah, it could be
because that was a hit show, and I'm surprised they haven't pushed it out faster.
It could have been COVID and stuff related too, and cartoon stuff does take a while to produce, so there's that too.
Excellent animation.
Yeah, and it was a great,
literally right out of the book. I know you haven't read it yet.
No, and I haven't watched it yet either because I just haven't watched. I just don't have time to watch everything, and if it's not in my face, I forget about it. So it's pretty good. Yeah, and that's why I bought that omnibus of it.
And it follows a lot of that pretty well to the book.
Mm-hmm.
General plot wise, anyway. Stuff gets swapped around here and there just for a story wise telling a TV show, but it's almost beat for beat sometimes. Great job adapting the material without copying it.
Right, but that's what the issue is here now. We're talking about the guys like, why is he going after him now? So apparently this guy is one of the guys that helped him, I guess, do the creating of the cartoon show. Yeah, so he's going after him for more of a larger share of the profits. So we'll see what goes from there. We had some announcements this week. Yeah, that's always a tough one. We will. I know they've had to handle scenes like that in The Boys, and they've done it okay.
Yeah, it's different.
I know.
Like an alien creature. Goes at him.
I know. But again, it's Amazon, so it's you don't really have to. You gotta be careful, but not too careful. So then you have a few other announcements that we kind of shared on announcing this week, or passed on or shared posts of. We saw that there's rumors going around about James McAvoy maybe being hired as Darkhawk.
There's rumors he's Darkhawk. There's rumors he's him and Sophie Turner are showing up in Multiverse of Madness.
That's what I've been hearing too.
Professor X and Jean Grey, respectively.
I've been hearing that in the Multiverse of Madness that they're going to reveal the Illuminati. And
I saw something saying Ben Affleck was apparently approached months ago to come back
as
as
Daredevil for the multiverse too.
So look how Corey is all excited about Darkhawk.
Yeah, so
get those Darkhawk books
I mean,
primed and ready to go.
I wouldn't mind seeing the Darkhawk character because I know they're trying to go cosmic or they're starting to go cosmic in Marvel movies. Darkhawk's a cool character, but I just don't see why you can't cast somebody else because you already got James McAvoy as possibly an Xavier. So we'll see.
I'd rather him as a new character.
Yeah, me too.
And who would be really great as Xavier, but it's. I mean, I think everyone says that, but Mark Strong. I think he would be a good modern update to him. And I don't know who you could get to play Magneto. Maybe John Hamm. He'd be good as Mr. Sinister, I think, though.
There's been rumors that he's going to be Sinister. Another thing that we saw I think it was just earlier today, was the Lords of the Long Box said that they've had confirmation from 2 separate sources that Disney's working on a Galactus and its heralds, and they both confirmed that as the title. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
They've been saying for years with those guys and Mikey Sutton too about all the heralds. Like,
well, I was saying
grab
that
all those keys,
now
like
that
Frankie
you've had
Reyes,
people like
Fire Lord,
the Eternals showing up on screen, just these massive giant colored people,
Mm-hmm.
that they have no problem doing Galactus, a giant dude. But I don't want to see a separate show on him or anything. I would rather him show up in some big, like, not Avengers, but Avengers type movie.
Who says it can't be just the one shot on Disney Plus?
Because I don't think it would perform as well. That's like having a huge character like Doctor Doom appear in his own little hour-long special.
That'd be amazing. That would be amazing.
I don't think it would. I don't think it would do as well. The hype.
You don't think so? You don't think an hour-long Doctor Doom show would be amazing? And
if it's just one thing like that or short little episodes, I don't think it would do as well. I think someone like that should be brought up on the big screen first and then done. And
no, Corey, Zac Efron is my pick to be Speedball.
Speedball? The only reason you'd bring Speedball is to have him come back as Penance, and nobody likes Penance.
Speedball's an awesome character. Yeah.
The New Warriors there?
Yeah. He's an awesome character. It'd be great as comic relief and a good serious character too. And what else was there? There was some other stuff, I think. Was that it? Well, for us, we got in about a month, hopefully. They're still just working out the final numbers and that, but hopefully in a month today, we'll maybe be releasing a brand new book. Maybe. We'll see. They're still working on it.
Oh, yeah.
That's something that's pretty cool.
We'll see.
Yeah. And we got a couple more interviews coming up.
It would be like a G-rated Deadpool, that's true.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. You got...
I'd like to see Squirrel Girl. I think if they do like Anna Kendrick as Squirrel Girl, that would be hilarious. That would work perfectly.
Yeah, but I hate Anna Kendrick.
Did you know they had a show in development and they had her cat? I don't know, not Anna Kendrick, and they filmed a pilot and everything, and they shut it all down.
Yeah, good.
But the pictures looked great.
Nah.
Stupid character, but I think she looks good.
No, I think that's silly.
I think it's a good character design.
So I think that is pretty much everything. Busy week, but kind of quiet for this stuff. But we'll see how it goes. We've been busy all week. Like I said, we're doing our first submission, CGC submission. So I think we got close to like 75 or 80 bucks going in for people. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think the cutoff.
Today.
Well, if people don't have their books today, then I think that was it. We got to get those books all in the system before the price hike.
Yeah.
So they're all going in tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. And then I don't know what the new prices are for the new submission prices. We'll find out after this.
To be determined still.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so we'll continue doing those. We're doing lots of kind of stuff. Then we've been doing little posts here and there, lots of interviews. If anybody's got any suggestions, let us know. we've been making lots of connections and reaching out to people. Oh, that one thing I want to mention about the members. Can you pull up that shot?
No.
Oh, okay. We've reached over 300 people today, and I think I took a picture before the show, and it was 333, and then Tyler checked right before the show started, and we're up to like 334.
Let's see.
So I just want to thank everybody for becoming a member. We really appreciate it. We try to do entertaining content. We originally started this to promote
335.
Oh wow, it's going up 335.
I don't know if it will show up backwards on there. Oh,
it
no,
does. That's pretty good. So we originally started this channel to promote independent new books and our own books and stuff. So we're still doing that, but we've introduced a lot of other new content like interviews, news related stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We like bringing on talent. Local talent. We're gonna have some local talent on pretty soon. We've got some really awesome talent in Winnipeg and just in Canada in general. I've been talking with people on Facebook the last few days, and it's amazing the stuff I see that is coming from Canada. So
yes, big shout out to UCE, our #1 fan. Actually, you're probably tied with Harold Duncan.
I don't know. That the Tony with an eye is pretty. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to dispute her being the #1 fan.
Yeah, I might.
So.
I might submit to that one.
Yeah.
I would take the good level of second to her. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
She might use her next gift on you.
For sure.
I'd probably let her have that one.
Yeah. So before we sign off, I'd like you guys to kind of share, subscribe, like. We're on all the formats. We got our Facebook. I've been putting stuff on Instagram lately, all the new stuff that it's some of the stuff we've been submitting for people, because we've had some really awesome books given to us. Some original Turtle books, mm-hmm. some First Punisher, some crazy books there. I always find it's fun to listen to on Spotify. I like listening to us on Spotify just because I think it's funny hearing us on there arguing and that. And YouTube as well as and if anybody wants to buy some stuff, check us out on our website as well. But we like going through the page because we like talking with our customers. So hopefully we'll talk to you guys soon. Anything else to add?
No, you pretty well covered it. You're getting good at it.
Well, you told me before to add some pep to it. I wasn't putting enough. I was being monotone.
Excitement in your voice, though.
I was.
Get pumped. Get psyched. This is comic books.
I am. But now we're over.
Well, I don't know. I don't think we have anything else going on this week.
Well, we got the tag show on Saturday night, which we'll be a part of, not on screen or anything, but we'll definitely be watching in that. And we're doing an interview on Sunday, so who knows how soon that interview. Yeah.
Oh, right. We rescheduled that.
Yeah. With you.
See, that's right.
So we will get that up as soon as possible, and we'll see what happens. Every day we got stuff popping in. I always try to add a little something every day. So see you guys.
See ya.